Alright, and we're back with another Dark Souls 3 stream. I hope you guys are having a good evening. We're here for the Road of Sacrifices. On the last episode, we did some quick item grabs, a little bit of NPC questline, backtracking through some Lothric area, as well as the Undead Settlement. I didn't want to do it on stream, as I figured coming to this area to do some real progress would be very nice. So we're going to start at the beginning of the Road of Sacrifices. We're going to jump back into this at the bonfire at the, let's see, I believe it is usually the good old shrine. So we're going to head back to the shrine real quick. Going to, while I'm traveling over there, make sure that my chat is working properly. Seems to be good. Alright, so we're going to just basically, we did everything that we needed to do as far as item grabbing in the last episode. There's a few hand-ins that I want to start off with. So basically, we're just going to have a couple of quick conversations with our NPCs over here. So the first one was in the last, or actually 2 episodes ago, we grabbed a tome. We're going to want to go ahead and hand that in.
Oh, Champion of Ash, welcome back.
So now we see that there's a new menu option available in her dialog box. It says Give Divine Tome. If you click on this one, again, it'll give you a list of items that you can give to her. It functions in a similar way to the Handmaid. There are items that you don't want to give to her. We'll discuss that more as we pick those items up. It's kind of a hidden element, hidden mechanic in this game. This one is safe to give her, and it will net us some benefits.
Oh, you've brought me a Braille Divine Tome. Now I can tell new tales of miracles. Tales of the greater miracles can be quite the epics. What fun we will have.
Handing that in, we get some new dialogue. We have another option, or more available within a pre-existing option. We still do have that purchase available to us, so we are completely broke. We just want to check out the menu. So now we have some more miracles in here. The important one will be Tears of Denial. Right now, we won't be able to use it as our faith requirement is not quite there. There is an item that will allow this to change as we go through the game. In addition to that, we'll also have to bring our attunement up in order to have more than one attunement slot. So if this is something that you want to do, you'll have to invest points there or acquire items later on. For now, being a level 20, we're going to kind of not worry about any of the miracles. We did want to hand that in. On the last episode, I said something about key items that wasn't entirely true. Certain key items will stay in your inventory, but tomes will not. Scrolls usually don't either. There are still free levels available. We could get them from Yule now, but I don't want to do that just quite yet. I really want to get back to the undead, or not the undead settlement. We never want to go there again. We want to get to the Road of Sacrifices area. Last time we briefly ran through this area to get to the NPC invader. Having taken her out, we'll be able to get through a lot faster to the next bonfire that we wanted to hit. We were almost there last time, but I felt it wouldn't really be good to do it in that episode. I wanted to do it in this episode that would be more about the Road of Sacrifices. So starting off, we'll have that same strategy with the first enemy. We're just going to want to rush that enemy. And see if they transform. They do quite a bit of damage. Get the plunge on the next one. There's another plunge that you can get if you come up here. Get some longer term buff on our weapon. Not even going to worry about those ones. I think not. We don't have to do any drop downs. There is a way we can go up that we neglected last time, so we'll go ahead and explore that. A couple enemies up here. An item for us to pick up. Titanite shard. I think that's 6, so I'll be able to bring that Zweihander up to 2, or I can bring this weapon up to 3, I believe. It's kind of a tough choice there, because I really do enjoy the Claymore, but I use it so often that I do kind of want to try something else out. Taking quite a gamble doing it this way. Oh, forgot about this one. Want to take out the Storyteller, caster type enemy that is able to buff those other ones. Get this Ember. And I suppose this one's a little harder. We don't want him bum rushing us. So we'll go ahead and take him down too. And with that, we should have a very important interaction. Questline-wise, this is sort of central to what we're doing here. We have 2 new NPCs that I completely forgot about. I'll have to adjust the title and description for this reason. So I'm going to go ahead and have a conversation with them.
Oh, hello. How do you do? I am Anri of Astora, unkindled like you. This is Horace, a friend and travelling companion. Are you too in search of the Lords of Cinder? We are well along the road of sacrifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Firelink Keep, home of the undead legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the cathedral, home of the grim Aldrich. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way.
Like the Crestfallen Hawkwood, Henri of Astora gives us a lot of important background on the next areas that we'll be traveling to in the game. Not only this area, but the area on the side after that. Again, Henri does have a quest line that sort of sprawls mid-game and even some of late game if you do it in a certain way. So we will continue to click through this dialogue here.
Oh yes, Horace. He's not very talkative. But don't think ill of him. He's an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago. We are well along the road of sacrifices. Beyond the flooded, we may go out the next time. We are well along beyond the...
And with that dialogue repeating, we can consider that exhausted. We will go ahead and check out the few lines that this man, or, you know, whatever he is, creature, has to say. That, I suppose you could call it dialogue, nets us the Blue Sentinels. This is a Covenant item that we could equip later. So his dialogue was never really there to begin with, but we could consider that exhausted now. Really quickly, if we go ahead and sit at the bonfire, we're just going to check out that Covenant item after lighting it. This bonfire, the next one in the area, will be called the Halfway Fortress. We're going to go ahead and organize the storage box here real quick. So this item here, Covenant item. It's very closely associated with the Way of Blue. They work tandem with each other. Essentially, when you wear the Way of Blue, if you wear this, you get summoned automatically if that character is in your soul level range for the Covenant. They work a little bit different than a normal, just putting down the white sign. The soul range is a little bit different. So Blue Sentinels is one way where you can be summoned as a blue, associated with the Way of Blue. So we'll continue through to this next area, talk to them one more time. I don't believe there are any more dialogue changes.
Well along the beyond.
Yep, exhausted. So we can go ahead and continue through the Road of Sacrifices. From this area, we can sort of check out a lot that there is. We can see some enemies off in the distance, some enemies directly below us, and there are quite a few things off in the distance that will come into play later that we can see from here plainly. Some of the area that we were previously, we can see above us, and that's actually Lothric. So it's quite interesting the way they did the level design here. Lets you look back on where you were as well as where you're going. We'll grab these easy plunges. Now, I am going to try to get to the bonfire first, because that will be the best way where we can progress through this area without too much of a problem. I'm not going to worry about every single enemy on the way, as well as every single item on the way. I'm just trying to take the most optimized route to the bonfire, in my opinion. Other people may have a different opinion about what this route is. I've done this a few times, and I feel this is the fastest way. We'll have to fight this dog here. All in all, not that bad. Oh, and this guy. But you know what? All in all, not that bad. So with that bonfire acquired, we can see now that we have quite a bit of activity here. This is a hotbed of invasions. We'll talk more about the covenants that are the mechanic that provide these invasions to be so ubiquitous here. But it's quite interesting. Later on, as we acquire more bonfires, it'll become clear to us how it works. But for now, suffice it to say that it's just a hotbed of activity. The second we ember up, we'll probably get invaded. So we might start to have some other players come in on the stream, depending on what the activity in the chat looks like, what you guys, the viewers, want. Perhaps we'll have a couple of people joining us that are near and dear to me, but it's going to depend on timing. So for now, we're just going to take a quick trip back to Firelink, and we're going to exhaust these souls, maybe grab a couple of spells that might help us out, some utility spells that'll make going through these areas a little bit easier. So we do see now that there is actually another NPC at Firelink. I completely forgot that this character would be here. We'll go ahead and we'll take a check. We'll go around and we'll check all the NPCs right now. I don't think that...
Welcome home. Speak very well.
Oh, nope. Don't want to do that. Get away from me.
Welcome. Ashen One. So
No dialogue there.
Farewell, Ashen One.
But we do have...
May the flames guide thee.
I understand. But we do have...
You're an unkindled, aren't you? I am Sirius, of the Sunless Realms, former servant of the divinity. Duties we each bear, but one's duty is a solitary affair. I doubt we've much to gain from fraternization. Blessing of the moon upon your journey. I doubt we've much to gain from fraternization. Blessing of the moon upon your journey. I doubt
So with that, her dialogue is exhausted. Another NPC quest line that we're starting here. Kind of funny that I forgot about this one. Conveniently, this episode will be addressing a lot of NPC quest lines. This is just another one that I forgot about. So that's now 3 NPCs that we have met since starting this episode. That is Henri, Horus, and now Sirius of the Sunless Realm. Quite convenient that this is all kind of being tackled in tandem. We're going to just check out to see what else we can do here. So, of course, we have these souls we want to exhaust. But I actually want to sell some things. So I'm going to give you one of these. Because I want some spells. And actually, any sorcery catalyst? We have the other 2 schools of magic available to us. Pyromancies and miracles. So it does look like the sorcerer staff We do have the requirement to use that, only 6 strength and 10 intelligence. We have that 10 intelligence, so we're going to go ahead and buy that. She doesn't have any spells for us, but they're in her available. Got anything for me, bruh? Any spells for me, bruh? Nah, he doesn't. But, I know who does. Now, most people will probably be seeing him for a free level about now. We've got a couple of, bonfires in, so taking a free level now might not be terrible, but in my opinion, I would just pay for the levels while they're cheap, and then take the free levels once they get a little bit more expensive. You do have to make sure you do that before a certain point. We'll discuss that point once it does come up. I don't want to quite give everything away just yet, as the questlines are still in their initial stages.
Champion, I would do anything for my master. Just say the word.
With Jaleel. Now, there's some spells available to us. We're not going to worry too much about the ones that are a bit more expensive. But for now, we're going to pick up Soul Arrow. We're going to pick up Magic Weapon and Magic Shield, which is pretty good for being only level 10 in the intelligence requirement. So having done that,
be safe.
We're going to hit up some of our other caster-like NPCs. So we're going to go over here and see Cornix. We've been kind of ignoring him.
Ah, there you are, Unkindled One. I am pleased to have a pupil as dedicated as you.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to learn pyromancies here. So we're going to pick up Fireball because it's sort of the intro pyromancy that everybody should have. If you're going to start checking out pyromancies, this is sort of the best one. We'll pick up Fire Surge, Great Combustion, and Flash Sweat, which will be pretty useful to us later in the game. I'm not really going to worry too much about reinforcing the Pyromancy Flame. Again, I'm not looking to do damage with the Pyromancies a lot. I'm just kind of looking to aggro things over to me. Maybe use some of the utility Pyromancies more often to negate certain effects. We got a little bit more Moonies left. Let's see. That's a wall. That's what I get for looking at the chat.
Oh,
What do you got for me, lady? Everything's expensive. I don't have any faith. I don't have the faith. Everything's too expensive. So we're gonna later...
Have a pleasant journey.
There were some things that would have been good if we could have picked them up. Our faith requirement isn't quite high enough. I'm used to kind of doing the strength-faith combination the most. So where I kind of have the most fun in Dark Souls. But this is just a strength. You don't have any faith.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How?
So let's see, what can we pick up from her? You know, it wouldn't be bad to have some of these, so I'm gonna buy these. Like, more fire bombs. Some Skittles. An arrow, and we're good. We got 1 soul, who cares? Ain't no problem with that. So, you see, Crestfallen Hawkwood is now gone again. He's sort of in and out of this place almost as much as us. Leonard is here.
Now invade Anchor.
Same dialogue. Don't think we killed any invaders, so I doubt there will be a seed. I think we grabbed one on the last episode or two. Yep, nothing for us here. It's always good to check these things. Sometimes I forget what happens. Alright, so I think we're pretty much after having seen most of those NPCs, we're pretty much good to go off to the next area. It might be good to start to bring up our soul level around this point. Having used that, I really should have used some of those souls to bring my soul level up. I kind of want to bring it up maybe to just 25 all at once, so I might hold off just a wee bit longer after I discover a couple more things. I want to go back to that central bonfire and sort of explore a little bit more. We made it through the front portion of the Road of Sacrifices. We grabbed pretty much everything that there was for us in there that we were going to want. Halfway Fortress was more about NPC conversations. It's really a quick stop. Crucifixion Woods will be the central point for most of the for the rest of the episode, most likely. We might explore a little bit further depending on how things go. I might switch platforms and just kind of do some invasions around here. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. But for now, we're just going to explore around the Crucifixion Woods. There's quite a bit to do. It has actually come to my attention that some delicious food has just arrived. So I think for the purposes of this this stream, I'm going to wrap it up here. But I will be coming back for another stream shortly after, where we go through the rest of this area and we begin to explore. This will save us a little bit of time in the loading menu, being that we are already here. To anybody who has watched, thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you very much.